do you think the biggest key differentiator between the mindset of a photographer and a videographer?
We only want to look for something that's going to be like, he did that and that is really, really cool in 1 to 2 pictures, as to where you could recap an entire touchdown in a 30-second slow-mo clip or 3 seconds real-time speed.
I just gotta get it, I just gotta get it, I just gotta go. I just gotta flip it, watch the money grow. So a little mama, drop it down to the floor. After one night, she gon' be begging for more.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Dear Radio. Is your guy, LeBrankson. I got my other guys with me, my co-hosts, some would say. My guys, TKD2 Gaming, my guy, Dear Michael, and Dear Siege cannot make it tonight, but it is what it is. The show goes on, and we move on, and we have another great interview tonight. But before we start with the interview, I just want to ask my guys, how we doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Doing good?
Been grinding, man. Tired.
Hey,
man.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Telling you, bro.
Hey, life's too short, so you might as well grind, right?
Hey, man. Make sure y'all replay that.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll put it as a TikTok later.
Got
it. That'll be our intro for our podcast this week.
I like that. Yeah,
and that's the title. Life's too short, so grind.
Yes. I see what you did there.
You know, I try to do what I do.
Yeah.
But tonight we haven't had an interview in a while, so we're excited to finally be back on the interview grind.
Yeah.
Tonight I got a close friend with me. He's a photographer for UK Sports, and he does a lot of other photography on the side as well. My dear friend Ethan Rand. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're glad to have you on the show.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all taking the time and having me. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. We're excited to have you on here.
Appreciate it. I've heard lots of good things, seen a lot of clips, so I've been itching to get this interview going. So I'm excited.
Hey, there we go.
Heck yeah.
You see how weird he is. Yeah. It's all good.
Man. Like we were saying before the show started, we were talking about a story because I used to work with Ethan, and we had some crazy athletic stories, and maybe we'll get into a couple of them. But we got so much history in the last 3. How long you been at UK? This is your 4th year now?
Yeah, senior year.
4 years. Yeah, because I came in. Because when did you start?
What August 22.
Okay, yeah. Because I got back in summer of 21, so yeah, we definitely overlap.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a lot of good stories. Like I said, we may dive into them. Some of them might not be appropriate, or some might be locked in the vault, and we might just save these TikToks for a long special occasion 5 years down the road.
Yeah.
So we don't get sued.
Yeah.
But Ethan, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Ethan Rand. I'm currently a senior here at the University of Kentucky. I am a student photography intern with the athletics department, and I help cover all 22 or 23 Division I sports. I've done everything from football, basketball, baseball, softball, gymnastics, to stunt and whatever else in between. So I've seen some of the biggest championships ever be played to the quiet late hours in gyms and everything else. I have my own business outside of UK athletics as a freelancing gig. I've done stuff with Clarkson Creative and the NCAA photos. I had the opportunity to go to the Final Four. I've been at this photography thing now going on year 8. It's crazy enough to say.
Man. Shout out to you.
Feels like it kind of started yesterday, because sometimes I forget that I know how to work a camera. But outside of that, I'm a pretty low key, chill kind of guy. Like I like to keep my circle small, and
the best way.
Kind of beat to my own drum a little bit, but a lot of it is just put my head down and work.
Hey,
nah, y'all gotta see his Final Four backpack. It's every time I see him, I'm like, dude, I'm so jealous of your Final Four backpack. It's so sick. I'll have to find a picture and send it to you. But it's every time I'm like, you still got that backpack? If you ever get rid of it, let me know. I'll be your first buyer.
Yeah.
But Ethan, that's really cool. How'd you get started in like the photography business? Did you just kind of pick up a camera and kind of roll with it?
So this is actually a pretty funny story. So a little bit of backstory. My grandfather owned like one of the largest camera stores in the Northeast in New Jersey. He owned it for like 65 years or something like that. So my dad worked in the camera business growing up and all that stuff, but he never really pushed it on me because it was forced on him. And so I get to high school, and one of my best friends was a year older, and he was a sophomore and joined yearbook class. And he was like, dude, I'm the only guy in a class with all girls. Like, you got to come join. And I'm like, perfect. Like, I'm in there.
It always happens this way. I love these stories.
Yeah. So I walk in and realize it was not the girls I was looking for in high school.
Tragic.
In the nicest way to say it.
Yeah.
So I sat in the back of the class and twiddled my thumbs for a couple weeks, and the teacher came up to me and was like, we've got to figure something out with you. And sure enough, I don't want to say they put a camera in my hands, but I was like, all right, like, I'm going to fail the class if I don't start doing something. So I worked with a lady who, like, she kind of mentored the yearbook staff a little bit, and she kind of put a camera in my hands and kind of walked me through what I was doing. And ever since then, I kind of really haven't looked back. And, you know, it started out as something really, really small. And I mean, some of the most atrocious edited photos you'll ever see in your entire life. But just being out there and practicing and stuff like that, it's just kind of been a snowball effect, and one thing led to another and kind of evolved into my business today, E-Ran Shoots Photography, and, you know, led me to this opportunity and hopefully the professional career down the road.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's dope. What type of photos do you usually like taking? Are they like stills? Do you like nature photos? Do you like, just obviously you do sports and stuff like that? Is that more something you draw into, like I would say, like, specific, or is it just like a wide range of photos as you kind of do your personal clientele? And
so obviously my main focus is sports primarily, and the goal is to go into sports and stuff like that. But I really, for my personal stuff, I do try and do nature and portraits and street photography and stuff like that. And that's where I really draw a lot of my inspiration from, just trying to come up and be creative with different things outside of sports, because sports is, you really got to shoot the action that's coming at you or the moment that's happening. Whereas in other forms of photography, you can control pretty much everything around you and the way you shoot it and the way you position yourself and stuff like that. So it's one of those where I take that stuff on the side more as like my creative freedom and stuff like that. I do get a little bit of creative freedom, but I can't control as much, because you're shooting based off what's dictated going on in the game or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So, but on the other hand, I also just enjoy, you know, being outside. And I'm one of those people, I bring a camera with me everywhere I go. And if I see something cool, I'm gonna take a picture of it, whether it's my phone or an actual digital camera, whatever it may be. So I like all forms of photography, but I mean, my main focus and something that I constantly try and improve in is sports photography. But I do really like, you know, I'll go sit out when I'm back home, because my parents live in Florida now. I'll go sit out on the beach and almost like time lapse the sunset for 2 hours just to try and find the perfect like peak of the sunset.
Tough.
Just because I find that stuff interesting. And
when you're shooting content now, right? When you're shooting your photos, is there a specific camera you like now that you are like privy to before you started? Are you like, you know, as you kind of grew into it and you start seeing different things, is there a camera now that's like, oh no, this is a really great camera, this is what people should probably look into? Obviously cameras range from different prices and stuff like that, but are there like key cameras and specific lenses that you like using when you're like not doing actual sport driven content compared to what you're doing now, or it doesn't really matter?
So for me, I've been really lucky enough to where when I was in high school, we kind of really only worked with like Nikon cameras and stuff like that. And then I finally bought my own camera gear, which ended up being Sony gear. And that's kind of my personal gear. So I've got pretty much Sony everything. And then here at UK, we're really fortunate enough. We've got a deal with Canon where they send us a bunch of gear for us to try out and use and stuff like that. It's essentially loaner gear, but at the same time, like they give it to us for the year, months on end, or whatever it may be, to kind of test things out and stuff. So I've been really,
I didn't know that. That's pretty sick.
That's it.
So, yeah, it's really cool. So they usually send us like the model before. So
the previous year's model.
Correct. so I've been really fortunate enough to work with the three major brands. So I'm pretty comfortable and fluid using all different types of cameras. But in terms of my personal gear, my Sony gear, I've got it's literally like a little like rectangular camera, and it's called a Sony A7C, and it's kind of the perfect hybrid of like photo and video, because when I'm not shooting sports and stuff, it's like it's just fast enough to do whatever it needs to be done, but also like I can slow it down and do video and whatever else. And I've got kind of the in between of a long lens. It's a 70 to 200, so it's kind of that middle to long range, and then I've got wide angle lenses.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, it's one of my expensive hobbies. But in terms of sports, it's just a different world in terms of cameras. Like we've got cameras that move at 120 frames a second, which is like the same thing as video, like slow-mo video that we can capture stuff in. And we've got lenses that are $13,000 that we're using and stuff like that.
What's them big joints when they it's like light gray? It might be a Sony camera, but I've been seeing them on the sidelines of football games and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
So those are 400 millimeter cameras or lenses.
Insane.
They're anywhere between like $12,000 and $15,000.
Yeah,
you use one of those, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's and what's cool is like they're built with so much glass in them. It allows you to allow so much light in and stuff like that. Like rather than like your basic kit lenses that you get on like the $200 camera that your girlfriend uses to take pictures of her friends. Their aperture is like this. My aperture is like this, essentially.
That's crazy.
That's how it gets so high def. That makes sense.
He like carries it around and it looks like a freaking sniper scope. I'm like, hey, watch where you point that thing.
No, people are always like, that camera's bigger than you are, and I said, yeah, and it's also worth a lot more than I am too.
Yeah. Hey, I got a quick question. Yeah. So, like, far as like camera wise, I don't know if you answered this. Like, do you have to like upgrade your stuff a lot, like every 3 years, every 4 years? Like, I'm not really big in like the tech and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Rank helps me with all my tech stuff. I know certain things got to be upgraded or they run slow. Is that like in the camera field? Yes and no.
Because like our technical gear that we own is like a 12-year-old camera. And like, yes, it's slower than the current up-to-date camera models. But like still, if you know what you're doing, you're still going to be efficient and still get your job done. But camera companies typically come out with like their top of the line camera probably every 3 or 4 years. So if you have that type of money to upgrade, it's great. But also like like Sony, for instance, they're in a really weird era because they release like 2 top of the line cameras, and the previous model is just as good as their new model. So everyone's like, why wouldn't I buy the cheaper version when it's essentially the same camera?
Yeah.
Like an iPhone.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of, yeah.
But at the same time, like the one thing I was always taught is you marry your glass, which is your lenses, and you date your camera bodies, because glass is so much more expensive and it's going to give you so much more longevity, because ultimately there's not going to be a lot that changes inside of a camera lens. It's your glass and whatever else. So ultimately, like ideally, you're going to want to upgrade your camera bodies more than your lenses. So for instance, let's say I spend $12,000 and buy a big 400 millimeter lens. That'll be something I'm going to keep for the next 25 plus years, just because there's not going to be much that changes.
That makes a lot of sense.
I didn't know that. That's because I thought y'all had to get upgrade. That means y'all just be staying with the same shit.
Yes, and like if you look at the professionals and stuff like that, like let's take the Olympics for example. Like they essentially have these camera companies come to the Olympics, and they've got these massive photo rooms that all the professionals can walk into and say, I want that, and that. And it's literally just like a big gear checkout, and it's all the top of the line and stuff like that. And a lot of these people who are contracted with these big camera companies, they get their shit for free.
Yes.
So
a whole different world. There's really levels to everything. That's why there's like people have like passion in different things. Like you talking about like that levels to everything. That's dope as hell.
Yeah.
So you probably excited for the World Cup coming up here.
The goal is to hopefully, once I graduate, start building towards that and start connecting with people who can hopefully get me out to the World Cup. And
oh yeah, because I'm trying to go out there for a watch party just for consume, but I can't wait for that.
Yeah, the goal is to hopefully be contracted with Getty Images or something, even as a freelancer. Like, I don't even have to be full time or whatever it may be. Just to freelance and be able to say that I've worked a World Cup is like,
just something to get your foot in the door.
That's like the pinnacle. Ultimately,
yeah, that'd be dope as shit. Send a picture of Ronaldo for me, bro. I'll slide you something nice.
Just throw that in the trash.
No, send me a picture of Ronaldo, bro. I got you.
And that's if he's still playing.
Yeah, he will.
He'll be playing.
Don't worry, I talked to him a couple days ago, bro. He will, bro. He will.
Yeah.
He said he got me. I said, please, bro, please, just one more time. I just need to see him to win one, bro. I just need it. And then everybody can just shut up. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about something else. Good.
Yeah. Keep dreaming, buddy.
Yeah, we good, bro.
But on the topic of you like working the World Cup and being in like a really key moment for you, what are some key moments that you worked in the past of in your photography business, whether it's sports or outside of sports, for like, man, that was a really cool experience.
Yeah, first one that comes to mind is obviously the Final Four. The Final Four was something where I got selected out of I think there was 12 or 15 kids across the country who from different universities got selected to come work with NCAA Photos and Clarkson Creative and Getty Images, because they all work and coincide for the Final Four because it's such a big event. And essentially,
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, and it was like I don't want to say it was like a conference, because we had like portfolio reviews and stuff like that, but we essentially got to rub shoulders with the bigwigs of the industry, which was
nice.
That was the coolest thing, was you got to see their workflow and their process and what they do day in and day out to prepare for an event of that scale. I mean, the guy who was running the event, the Final Four started, what do they do? Friday, Sunday, or Friday, Monday, or whatever it may be.
Friday, Monday, I think.
He was
Saturday, Monday, one of the two.
Yeah, he was there the Thursday before, starting to set up cameras and stuff for the semifinal and the final games. Like they were hanging cameras from the Jumbotron. They're hanging cameras in the rafters. They're lining the court with remote cameras. And I mean, just the amount of like technology and like brain power that went into it was one of those where I was like, it's not just you. Like, you are working with a team and something so much bigger than you. Yeah. It kind of really set in as like, holy cow, like you are just such a minuscule part of something so big.
That's dope though.
Yeah, that, and I'd probably say a lot of the like championships that I've worked here at UK have been one of those where have been really cool moments for me. Like, I've been to 2 SEC championships with the gymnastics team and a national championship with them, and kind of walking into those big arenas and big stages, you've been like, whoa, like it, because it's hard when you're in that work mind. And I think, Langston, you can kind of talk to this a little bit too. It's hard to take those moments in because you don't realize like the place you're in because you're in that work mindset. But I always at least try, even on the practice days and stuff, to kind of really just take a moment, step back and be like, whoa, like you've made it to something really big, and that's bigger than yourself. And then I'm trying to think like outside.
That was huge.
So those are definitely like some of the big moments that I've had that kind of stick out to me as like, okay, you're actually on the right path. You're doing something right. So yeah, those are kind of the main two that I've really been a part of. Oh, the other one that I've been a part of was I shot Kentucky men's baseball clinching to go to the College World Series for the first time.
Oh yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, that
was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they went on that historic run, and then it was the like clinching game, the winner take all, but clinching game for them to go. And Oregon State was technically the home team, so they got to. The first pitch didn't start. First pitch wasn't until like 9:30.
It was the late game. I remember that. Yeah.
So we were there at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock at night, setting up, and like you've got so much time. The game doesn't end until like 1:30, but it just turned into an all-out party after that. Like we didn't leave the stadium till like 4 a.m.
That's amazing.
Turning around.
At that point, there's not much you can do. Just celebrate it.
Yeah.
Like you said, you don't realize those big moments until you're in them because you're in such like a work mindset where you're like, all right, forget this. But then afterwards, you're like, no, that was real. That was really sick. That was sweet.
Yeah, and it was one of those where I mean, I was probably running that entire weekend. I probably slept a total of like 10 hours and just straight caffeine. Like I was a maniac during that time. I was drinking 2 22-ounce Red Bulls a day. Like just
my God.
See, they yell at me for drinking energy drinks. I'm like, you don't understand what we had to go through.
Yeah. It was one of those where like it was just I was so dialed in of like you've got to shoot the best.
You locked in. Damn,
yeah. It was one of those you got to turn the content around. Like I mean, we essentially like any moment that happened. Even now, like we can take a photo from our cameras and have it up on our server to send out to social media and stuff in probably under a minute and a half.
Dang.
Hey, so I'll ask you the next question. How fast do they want you guys to like get that stuff out? Like, for example, them winning the World Series, you got them jumping up. They like how fast and where does that go? Like where do you send that?
So essentially, for example, like going back to us clinching to go into the World Series, they had their on-field celebration and stuff like that. And then they did like almost like a victory lap immediately after. So we had probably those 15 minutes of celebrating and whatever else. And then from there, I mean, we all sprinted upstairs to get it onto our computers because you can obviously edit a lot better on your computer than you can your phone. And we probably turned around close to 150 images in, I'd probably say 15, 20 minutes. And between the team that was working, it wasn't just me. I was going to say stuff like that can't be done without the team. And I'll speak about that a little bit later. But and it goes directly to the people who are running socials, whether that be NCAA or the people who are running Kentucky socials. As soon as that's sent off, our hands are clean and we can take our time and do what we need to do. But from then on,
it's like quick. That's dope.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, the reason it's such a like fast-paced environment is big moments like that in games only have such a short shelf life.
Yeah, and that's what I was asking.
So that's why like you've got to turn content like that around because, for example, like I don't know if you guys remember Reed Shepherd when they went to Mississippi State, him and Josh Hubbard just started trading threes in that second half.
Yeah.
So pictures like that, like there's only so much time that you have to turn that content around because at the end of the day, like Reed had a great game, but if Kentucky would have lost, that really wouldn't have mattered at that. Like fans wouldn't be.
It didn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fans would have been just roasting us on social media, be like, "Why the heck you post it now?"
Yep.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't matter. We lost. Yeah. Fans are crazy on Instagram. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started about the Facebook comments.
That Twitter is
Twitter's wild too.
Man, that's crazy. Y'all really in that light. That's crazy.
Is there ever a time where y'all knew as a team that y'all needed to turn something around quick and y'all just for whatever reason like had a malfunction, like a software just couldn't get
all the time.
Okay.
All the time. I mean, you'd be shocked. You would think all these stadiums and stuff that we work in have like top tier Wi-Fi and signal and stuff like that.
Yeah. You don't say.
I mean, it is like dungeons in there.
I'm already knowing. Cheap.
Like football. I mean, you walk inside of the football stadium, your phone, you go dark.
That
is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
And can you imagine? I mean, you got 70,000 people in there, and you're trying to send images.
Yeah, damn.
So a lot of the time, because we try and do it like camera to phone, like no wires. We try and do it through like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or whatever it may be. A lot of the time, we have to carry like backup wires and stuff like that because if we, and a lot of times, like when we work in like Rupp and Kroger Field and stuff like that, we've got to carry like backup wires so we know for a fact that we can turn it around. Because if not, like if no one like if you got the shot, and they're like, hey, you got to send this, and you can't, you're screwed.
Damn.
Tough days too.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you're getting ripped a new one from not only your bosses, but your boss's bosses because they're like, where is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Levels, man. There's really levels to everything. Where you getting ripped for? Damn, that's
I mean, that's a job. If you can't do your job,
Yeah.
No, but that's intense. That's intense though, bro. That's you trying to.
Yeah.
That's just,
That's
you don't know
that's the
the
world
back.
of athletics.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know that. You see that flip. I see the Reed Shepard stuff. I see the College World Series. We're going for the first time. I see they haven't been in forever and all that stuff. And he the one getting the pictures in there so they can start putting those stories out. It's really it's kind of crazy, man. When you hear that side of it.
Yeah, it's crazy because you don't realize how much of your stuff goes out.
Yeah.
Like you see stuff on social media. You could be scrolling 2 weeks later and you see a picture that you took a month ago, and you're like, "Wow!" Like I can't believe I took that picture.
Yeah, that's dope. That is dope.
It's cool. I mean, it's one of those things. I've been doing it for so long now. A lot of that stuff like doesn't really faze me anymore. Like when John Calipari came back to UK for the first time last year during basketball season, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, you get to work the Kentucky-Arkansas game." I was like, "Yeah, it's just another game for me at this point," because it's one of those like we had our shot list, we had the stuff that we needed to do, and like win or lose, we still got to do our job.
Yeah, emotions kind of out of it. Well, like you just said earlier, you gotta sometimes, stay in the moment because, like you just said, you gotta be, in there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what's the preparation like? So you go in, like take us through a typical day of like a game day preparation of you and your team of what it looks like from start to finish.
Yeah. So for us, ours is actually pretty interesting. So my bosses will handle like kind of the pre-week meetings with the marketing teams and the football staffs and stuff like that, or basketball staffs, and kind of see what they need and kind of help generate what content needs to be got before. And then typically for football, so let's say it's a 7 p.m. kickoff, we're getting there probably 3:30, so almost 4.5 hours before kick.
Right.
Walk into the stadium, get all of our gear and stuff set up, and kind of go through the first meeting because they have the catwalk. So kind of content that they need for the catwalk and all like tailgating or any like sponsorship activations or whatever it may be. Like we kind of go through that, and like that's the first step of game day. We go in, get that stuff sent off, and then we have like 2 hours essentially from the catwalk till game time. And that's the time we get food, go through our game strategy of where everyone's going to be placed on the field, what everyone's going to be looking for in terms of marketing stuff, fan stuff, in-game stuff, and kind of break it down through that. And then essentially after that, like that's probably like a 30-minute period of eating and kind of getting everything situated, ready to go for game time. And after that, like probably an hour before kickoff, we take the field and we're starting to shoot warm-ups, sending stuff off for socials and whatever else that they need. And then it's game time, shoot the game. And then after that, we go in right away and send off whatever we need to send off, if it's not already been sent off since since the final buzzer.
Yeah.
And then after that, depending on the level of the game and whatever else it may be, is we probably spend anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 to 4 hours editing post game. Yeah, it's late nights. Thankfully, the other night, like we got out of there probably like 12:30 because my boss let us work from home. But I was up till probably 2:30 that night, getting images out and editing and trying to be ready for the next morning when everything was due and needed to be sent in.
See, bro, I wish I had that. I'd be passing out.
Yeah.
Well, you passed out by like 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'd be passing out.
Hey, if it was my choice, last weekend, I would have been asleep by 9 p.m. Honestly.
Yeah, right.
Well, were you talking about the Eastern Michigan game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We left by third quarter.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah, we definitely left by third quarter, bro. It was a good game, though.
It's a tough watch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But you kind of talked about earlier in the show, like how important like teamwork is and working as a team, like how beneficial and crucial is working with a team rather than you trying to pump out everything by yourself.
Oh, it's everything. I mean, let me say this. I love traveling on the road and it's just me because I can kind of do my own thing and go through my own process because everyone kind of ticks differently and kind of goes through what they need to get done differently by themselves. But when we're at home and we've got this big event, or we're traveling and we've got a lot of people working on one thing, there's no possible way you can do it by yourself. And knowing for a fact, like, if I'm at a road basketball game and something happens on the other end of the floor and I'm by myself and I didn't get it, I didn't get it. And that could be a key piece of content. And it's not that it's my fault. It's just something that, you didn't get it. So it's one of those things where if you've got a team and you miss something, thankfully you've got 3 or 4 other people who, oh, I got your back, you got mine. Like, you can kind of piece together the story a whole lot better. And that storytelling aspect comes together a lot better because it's coming from a lot of different perspectives, which is really, really cool. It's also, it boosts that level of communication so much more. And you guys are able to kind of work in unison so much more most of the time when we're all on the same page, which every once in a while it works out. But, it's one of those, like, I've had to switch my mindset because obviously coming in, I'd never really worked in a photo team. Like, it was always myself and turning out images for different clients and stuff by myself. Whereas now I work with 3 or 4 people at any given home event. And if I didn't get something, I'm not too stressed or pressed about it because I know I've got 3 of the best other student intern photographers working with me in the country who definitely did get it. And it's one of those where what I do wouldn't be possible without them.
No, that makes a lot of sense because on road trips, people would be like, where'd Ethan go? I'm like, I don't know. He's probably around here somewhere. Like in Stillwater, they were like, where the heck did he go? I was like, I don't know. Like, he's off doing his own thing. And then I see you like randomly off in the corner taking a picture of like Josh doing a serve or something. I'm like, oh, there he is. He's over there. Or you taking pictures of me in the stands with my bucket hat on. I'm always like, this guy's always running around doing his own thing. But that makes a lot more sense though. Like when you're on the road, it's a lot more fun. It's like you kind of have your own creative ideas and geniuses. But then when you're working as a team, it's a little less stressful because you're like, oh, okay, like I know so-and-so's over there, so-and-so's over there. So like if something happens, we all got different angles or different stations and they're always going to have my back.
Exactly. And I will say another great part about it is, yes, we are a team, but we all also are striving for the same thing and striving for the best picture and everything else. So we are very competitive. And yes, sometimes that creates an environment that can get a little out of hand sometimes. But at the end of the day, like we know that we're there to push each other to get better. And like, I'm the person who I'm going to tell you how it is regardless. If something sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. But I also like, I look at my bosses all the time or even the people I work with and I'm like, does this shit suck? Like, be truthful with me. Cause like, I'm not going to get better if you're just going to beat around the bush and throw roses at me to tell me how awesome I am. Because at the end of I'd rather hear 10 out of 10 times I suck compared to, oh my God, that's great.
Every time.
And it's just mid.
Yeah.
So
every time, man.
It is one of those. And like Langston, you said, like when we're on the road, like it's awesome and I love it. But it's one of those things where that level of pressure elevates just that much more because it's one of those where you have to check a lot more boxes for yourself because you're not only shooting for yourself, but you're shooting for that team, but you're also shooting for the brand. And like, as you know, you've sat in a million one of those meetings where you work for the brand and the letters on your chest.
Yeah,
and
the logo on your chest and everything else. Yeah.
So it's one of those where you kind of have to sit back and think about that and make sure that you're prepared. And that preparation is really, really, you're ready to go because if you're not, it's going to hit you like a truck. And I've had numerous times on the road where I've been like, oh shit, here we go. And you've got to figure it out. And it just makes for a miserable experience if you're not prepared.
100%.
Oh, man.
That's insane.
Levels to this shit, man. Levels to this shit.
Always.
Nah, that's good.
Crazy. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That's good. That's good. I like hearing stuff like that. You're very passionate about what you got going on. There's so many things nuances that go into just everybody's different, phase of the business. So the fact that y'all take that very serious, the fact that y'all, like you say, trying to strive to go to the same places, only makes, iron sharpens iron. So it makes everybody, want to get better. And at the end of the day, y'all doing a collective job and y'all trying to, obviously have the best highlights possible for us consumers to be, at awe of the things that we missed or did see it live. I was watching it, so kudos to y'all just being able to just turn the thing around and be just so graceful at what y'all doing, y'all craft. So I mean, shout out to y'all. I want to say that because it don't sound easy at all. So the fact that y'all getting it done is insane.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work, but I mean, honestly, I tell people this all the time. Like 99% of the time, it doesn't feel like a job. Like I love what I do,
that's the best thing.
Yeah,
and it's an absolute blast. Like the best part about my job is I can show up every single day, and it's something completely different. It may be the same sport, but it's going to be something completely different.
For sure.
And that's what's so cool is it's a new story to tell every single day at work.
Yep.
And a lot of people, show up to work and they're absolutely miserable because they're working in their cubicle and their daily 9 to 5s. And yes, that's for some people, but for me, I've known since I was about 10 years old that's not something that I was ever going to want to do.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where like it's been something not only for my career, but it's also been something that I've created a passion, but also like found my voice in who I am. And that's been the coolest part is see how much I've grown personally from doing what I love.
What do you think from your I guess perspective, like what do you think the biggest key differentiator between the mindset of a photographer and a videographer? Obviously y'all shooting totally two different things. Your perspective of what you're shooting is totally different. But let's just say y'all both are shooting the same thing. You're shooting all the stills and the great photography of said person scoring a touchdown, but they're recording the whole thing. What do you think? Like obviously the objective is to get the best picture, but what do you think is the duality between the two that separates them? That kind of get the wheels turning in different ways for people that just don't know the difference between what goes into shooting content for a video opposed to like shooting content just for photos.
That's a really, really interesting question and a good question. And something that I really haven't thought a lot about. But for me, a lot of my closest friends are videographers because their creative space is so much like it's very similar, but it is also so much different. Like their post environment in terms of editing and stuff like that. Like they're some of the most creative and brilliant minded people I've ever met. And like the way their minds tick is so differently than a regular photographer's, because a lot of people is like, oh yeah, you just push a button and stuff like that. Like, yes, we do that, but at the same time, like for them, they're thinking about like real-time speed or slow-mo or whatever it may be. Our job is to stop action, freeze frame and stuff like that. So I don't even know the proper answer because obviously when they're filming video and we're taking it, like obviously it's to capture that moment. Yep. And for them, their goal is to make it as cinematic or as cool looking as possible. And for us, it's the same thing, but it's also to capture that peak action. Yeah. And I think that might be your answer is for us, we could, if someone's scoring a touchdown, it's a jump ball, let's say, it could be one of those instances where we, in those 20 or 30 frames that we took of that touchdown, we may pick 3 or 4 of them. That video is going to be spliced and cut and diced into 10 seconds. That's crazy. That's what's really cool is like, we only want to look for something that's going to be like, he did that and that is really, really cool in 1 to 2 pictures, as to where you could recap an entire touchdown in a 30-second slow-mo clip or 3 seconds real-time speed. And that's what you're kind of having to think about as you're trying to frame something up or in post and while you're doing it. Is that's one of those things of like, how do I want to attack this thing, right? Like the task at hand.
No, that's so interesting. No,
those videographers are different. I've seen like a couple like TikToks because I'm kind of like the editing TikTok side right now for my For You page, and it's like how to do like a sports graphic and how to do like a sports like video edit. I'm like, I would never even thought of these things and how they do it on both ends. Like what you guys both do on both sides is ridiculous. I'm like, that's crazy. I can never comprehend it.
Oh, my roommate he works for sports video right now, and I mean, he tries to explain stuff and show me stuff all the time, and I'm like, dude, don't even try, because like it's just a different language. Like I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm like, that's a badass video, and you should send that out. Like that's dope.
Yeah, 100%.
But he also looks at photos and stuff, and he's like, honestly, like I think I could take that photo, but I don't think I could process it and edit it the way you could as well. So it's kind of that nice relationship to where like we respect what we do, but we also both realize that like there's not a chance in hell that we could do what each of us do.
Yeah, for sure. What do you guys use to edit? What do you personally use?
So I use Photoshop, but there is a subsystem in Photoshop called Camera Raw, and it is strictly for like editing photos. I was for a while using Lightroom. I didn't use Photoshop in editing until I got to Kentucky, and it has completely changed how I edit and stuff like that, because you can go in and use like masking and stuff like that, to where before I was just sitting there playing with sliders and being like, okay, that looks cool. But now you can go in and like you can get colors down to the exact pixel of what you want and stuff like that. So yeah, we, in a long-winded answer, we use Adobe Photoshop now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot, especially with the all the new AI stuff in there too. Is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, we try and stay as far away from AI as possible, just because we are kind of journalists, but not like we want to capture things in real time and be able to, show what really happened. But I've, taken images after the fact and kind of just thrown AI in there and tried to remove things with AI. And it's impressive, but also there are certain
removing features crazy.
Yeah, but there have been other times where I've tried to remove things and like it's completely like contorted someone's body and like fucked them up bad, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I really want to use.
You're like, nah, this is why I don't use AI all the time.
Yeah, but there have been certain times where like I've played around with images and there's just like a random ass pole in the background, and I'm like, let's see, and it takes it out, and I'm like, whoa,
and it just fills up everything behind it, and you're like, all right, how did that do that?
Yeah.
No, that's pretty dope. Take us through. So obviously, we've kind of talked about the professional side of what you do and how you enjoy everything. Talk us about like the person behind the camera. When you get time to yourself, what do you like enjoying? What's your kind of process to kind of unwind a little bit? When you have time to yourself, are you still just shooting? If that's something you just do when you kind of have time to yourself, or are there other things outside of photography that you enjoy a little bit?
Yeah, so I sometimes have a love-hate relationship when it comes to photography. So there are certain times where I don't want to say I get burnt out because I've got a camera in my hands a week later. Yeah. But there are times where I'll go a couple weeks at a time and I'll just put my camera down and like I don't even want to look at it. So during those times, like I just kind of decompress and don't even think about photography. I'm out doing other things. But me behind the camera, I'm a pretty low-key individual. Like, don't get me wrong, I love to go out and have a good night with my friends and my boys and stuff like that. Like, I'm a college kid. Like, I'll always do that. But, 99% of the time, I'm at the house and I'm either on the game or watching some form of sports. Yeah. Or hanging out with my girlfriend or whatever it may be. Like, I'm pretty low-key. Like, I really enjoy cooking, shockingly enough. Like, I take a lot of pride in my cooking. And I try and eat home a lot, but when we're on the go, sometimes you spend a little too much money.
It's so hard when you travel on the road.
Yeah. And you try and be healthy, and then, you end up eating Chipotle 6 times and Chick-fil-A 6 times. And
you're like, I'm going to eat healthy this week. And you're like, wait, I leave Wednesday. I come back Friday. We have a home game Saturday. And you're like, all right, well, I'm just going to try my best.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And then recently, so I'm also a really big golfer. I was a 4-time All-State golfer in high school.
Okay.
Shout out.
You need to help me out.
I'm about to say, we got to get in the green. I see you out there when you're out there in Arizona. You got a little swing on you today.
Yeah, that was my only one. Everything else was sliding to the right, bro.
So you cut out all the bad stuff and put it. Okay.
You gotta do, bro. One shot and get you hooked every time, but he'll tell you.
Yeah, but
one shot gets you hooked, bro.
So anytime I can get out and sneak out on the golf course, I do. That's truly my escape. Like I will go out for, I mean, whether it's 9 holes or 18 holes, like I put my phone away, I turn my music up as loud as it can possibly go, and I just unplug from the world. Because I mean,
that's how golf is, though.
It's one of those to where it's like, you know, we're so connected to our phones and whatever else it may be. Like that's just my time, and whether I'm with people or not, like that's just my time to just kind of decompress a little bit.
Yeah, facts.
Are there any courses out here that you recommend people go to?
I mean, being a broke college kid, like we kind of get on anywhere we can. But I've gone and played Kearney Hills. I've gone and played the university course a bunch. Connemara out in Nicholasville is really, really nice. Cherry Blossom in Georgetown's really nice.
Yeah, I heard that's nice.
And then there's a course that's down in Bowling Green. It's called Park Mammoth. And it's like a top 5 course in the state, and it's a public golf course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've seen that on TikTok. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I've been wanting to go out there for like a couple months now, and I haven't found anyone who's willing to drive out to Bowling Green to play a round of golf with me. So I may just end up taking. Yeah.
Here, I'll say it right now. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna film it, and you're gonna teach us how to play golf.
Honestly, that's great
we're
content.
Gonna be terrible.
Only 9. I can't do 18. When I do 18, I always stop at 10, bro. So just 9. I cannot do 18.
So why do you stop at 9 instead of full 18? I've never golfed, so I don't know.
No, you do 9 or 18.
Oh, why do you only do 9?
Because I don't want to do the full 18.
Oh, like is it like time, like too much time? I suck so bad.
I think it's what it is. I start to really like. I don't want to do this shit no more.
Yeah, his mind gets too fatigued. That's all it is.
Yeah. I will say, golf is definitely a mental thing, but I'm so far removed from like the competitive side of it. Like I go out there and just slap it around, and like I can score pretty well still nowadays, and like that's fun for me. Like back in the day, like I mean, I'll admit it. Like I was such a mental midget when it came to stuff, and like that's ultimately what held me back. Like I went through a little bit of the recruiting process, but I had some injuries that didn't allow me to go play at the next level. Also, I didn't want to go to the middle of BFE to play college golf and give up my So it was one of those, I didn't want to sacrifice the college experience for that. And if I really wanted to play, I either could have played club golf or walked on or whatever it may have been. But obviously with my career path and stuff, it doesn't allow for that. But now I just go out and kick the shit out of my friends and take their money. So
I'm about to say, because I play with people that are, if you're good, it's still fun for you, because I'm like, dude, this sucks.
Well, the best part is like I play it like people who are always like, oh, you play golf? And I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Like blah blah blah. And they're like, you want to play? Yeah.
I ain't mad.
And then I show up, and I had a kid. Actually, I had a former baseball player come up to me, and he was like, you want to play golf? And I'm like, sure. Like, what do you want to play for? He goes, bring your checkbook. And I said, trust me, you don't want to do that. And he goes, all right. He was like, all right, let's see. And I proceeded to go out and beat him by like 15 shots.
Yeah, see, dude, that's what I'm talking about. When I see people that are good, he probably way better than my people that they call themselves good. It's a whole different ball game, bro. It just looks different.
Well, because
balls all the time.
Well, I'm one of those where if I can get in here, it's over.
God.
Yeah. Langston knows I'm a grade A1 shit talker. Like I'll talk.
100%.
I'll talk as much shit as I possibly can.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a team sport kind of guy, and then I realized soon after, like, I like to blame other people, so I went to an individual sport. I didn't like losing.
I'm not mad at that. You're funny for admitting that, though. Everybody thinks that way, so I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, but recently,
with others.
No, not at all. But recently, my new hobby, my roommates and I, we all bought a dartboard, and we've been having some wicked dart tournaments in the house, and that's been an absolute ball. The other night we spent like 4 hours upstairs just chucking darts, and that's been a lot of fun. Like, it's gotten pretty intense. Like, there's been a few screaming matches, but like ultimately, like, we're all still friends, and we are still up there spending way too much time on the dartboard.
Yeah. No, I've never understood darts. Like men's soccer, they got a dartboard a year and a half before I left, and they put it up there, and they would like go crazy over darts before they were supposed to go out to practice. And then every now and then, I would get there a little bit early and poke my head in, make sure no one's there, look left and right, then just go in, throw a couple darts, made a couple holes in the wall. But eventually I got it on the board. But I never understood it because they were like, "All right, I'm gonna hit it here, here, and here." I was like, "Why? That makes no sense. Aren't you supposed to go for the bullseye?" And they're like, "No, not for this game. We're going for like points." And I just never understood the game. But I know it gets really like tight.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's a game that until your opponent hits 0 or you hit 0, the game's truly not over. Like you could be 200 points down and you still have a chance to win. Yeah. It's one of those where like it's crazy. And my roommate's a total stick. Like he's so good. Like he literally just sits up there and just and he just goes absolutely nuts, which is. He's taking me for some money, but we don't need to talk about that.
I love that. That's.
But it was just one of those random. Like I was at Walmart getting my tire fixed. I got a flat a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a dartboard. Like we need something to do in that house.
It'd be like that.
And we've been hooked ever since. Like. The other day, like I walked in and my roommate was watching dart highlights and stuff, and I'm like, wild. I'm like, you're in too deep at this point.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that though.
When you start watching the YouTube highlights, you're already stuck in the sunken place.
No, that means you want to win. That means he probably been losing a little bit.
You're dedicated.
If you watching highlight, he probably been losing a little bit trying to figure it out. But
I lost so bad last night. I was up there today. None of my roommates were home. I had my AirPods in. I'm just sitting there trying to.
That's what it does to you.
As you said,
to lose.
I don't like losing.
Yeah,
I don't play well with others. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man, I got 2 quick questions for you before you wrap up. The other one I'm gonna ask a little bit later, but the first one I seen MLB The Show.
Yeah.
And for the audience, y'all know that's a baseball game. On Xbox. Vintage. And it wasn't. I shouldn't say Xbox. I should say PlayStation first. Then it finally got the Xbox. But I tried to play it this year, but it wasn't free, so I don't play it. But you probably play Diamond Dynasty. I'm assuming.
Yeah, okay. That's the one video game a year that I go full sweat mode on. Like I can't.
That's my FIFA.
That's dedication.
Like I'll admit it. Like this past year, like I buy the game early. Like I get after it.
That's crazy.
Like I think I had like close to like 400 or 500 hours on MLB The Show this year.
Jeez.
It's just hearing somebody play MLB The Show like that. Because do you watch Twitch a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you know your boy Kyle that plays MLB? That's the dude I would watch for. That's the dude I would watch for MLB. So it's like, when I watch, I'm like, and I try to play, I'm like, bro, nah, I can't play that. It was cool to watch. But y'all have some sweat balls on there, dude. It's
crazy.
Sweaty. No.
Yeah, it's one of those where like I like to think I'm pretty good, and like I am. Like I will say, like I am pretty good. Like when I was with the baseball boys, like I've worked them, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it's
one of their money too.
No comment. Gonna get me in trouble over here. We're not. I'm not allowed.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say I'm gonna end up with an email from athletics. So you're fired.
You're gonna get an email from compliance in the morning.
I was gonna say we don't have one of those anymore in athletics. We don't have a HR department anymore.
Wow.
But yeah, MLB The Show, and I also some of my buddies I work with, we're really big into 2K. The 25 and 26, we've spent a lot. A little bit
too, bro. It's nice. I like it this year.
I did too. I like the fact that it's a lot more arcade this year, and like you don't actually have to be that good to be good at the game this year. Because last year, was just miserable. You had to spend $100 to be good, like at least playable.
Yeah, I stopped early too. Bro. I played a little bit last year as well.
Yeah, but 26 is fun. Like it's one of those like me and all my buddies who I work with, we get on, and the best part is shit talking. Like you get in there, you start talking 100%. Crazy to people.
Yeah,
and my friends that I played with are off the chain. Like they said some stuff that like I was like, you deserve jail time after that.
Yeah,
like that's
yeah, bro. We all know. If people ever tapped into Xbox chats, everybody's.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I was like, I'm facing 20 to life. If yeah.
They'll get
yeah,
us eventually.
Yeah, no, my gaming is definitely the one way that I kind of like to decompress and kind of hang out. But when it comes to MLB The Show, that shit's serious. That's like
I love that. Just hearing somebody play. Like I said, the only person I really watch is your boy Kyle. And when I'll be watching him, I'm like, boy, you are nice, but you are so sweaty. I'm like, I could never.
Yeah. One of my best friends, he's been my best friend as long as I can remember. He's the one who like really got me into it because he was so good and used to bust my ass all the time.
Yeah, that's how it normally goes.
Yeah, and it was one of those where I was like, all right, I'm fed up with this shit. Like, time to lock in and get good. But, I mean, he also, like, I think last year he was like a top 125 player in MLB The Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those, like, he does all the collections and he gets all the, like,
he be doing sets basically. You be doing that's crazy.
Get all the stubs and everything.
Yeah, he's one of those where I'm like, dude, you need to go out and touch grass a little bit. Like,
you do stuff like that. That's
I was like, you need a hobby, something other. Like, I was like, geez, like, thank God he graduated and has like an adult job now because I'd be genuinely a little worried for him nowadays.
Sweatball McGee.
Yeah.
My last question, man. So, I'm going to let everybody know he's a Steelers fan. We were talking earlier before the show started. And one of my fondest memories of a Super Bowl is when Santonio Holmes caught that shit in the Super Bowl. Because I'm not going to lie, I was going for the Cardinals, bro. I really wanted Larry Fitzgerald to win. He caught that slant. I was like, he about to win. So I want you to tell the audience the story you're going to tell me because we wanted to say it for the pod because you said it's pretty good. So I want to hear this.
So I was in first grade, I believe, and I was one of those kids that like living in California at the time. Like football was on at 9:30 in the morning, so my dad and I were driving to the sports bars at 9:30 in the morning, and I'd see an Eagles fan or a Ravens fan walk in.
I love that.
And I'm sitting there, boo, you suck, blah, blah. And my dad's like, dude, you need to shut up before I get into a fight. It's 9:30.
Eagles fans are terrible. You got to watch them.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Yeah. But, I mean, I was 6 years old, and I was like, you suck. And he's like, dude, you better shut up. Like, you're going to get me into a fight. But funny enough, so my sister played club soccer growing up, played college soccer, did all that. And one of her teammates' families we were really, really close with. And I was sitting there talking to her about the Super Bowl and whatever. And she goes, all right, Ethan, you're so confident the Steelers are going to win. Let's make a bet. And I'm like, okay, what's the bet? And she was like, if the Steelers win, I'll wear a Steelers jersey all day long. And I'm like, okay, easy. She goes, but if the Steelers lose, you have to wear a Tinkerbell shirt to school.
Oh.
Being in first grade at the time, I was like, that did something to someone.
It did. Yeah.
So I'm like, you got a deal. Because I didn't understand the concept of gambling and stuff like that. And so the game gets going, whatever. The Cardinals are going to win. And I'm crying. I'm sitting there and I'm like, we're going to lose. I've got to wear a Tinkerbell shirt to school. And my dad's like, a bet's a bet, dude. Like, you fucked up. Like,
you do got to fulfill it. That's the start of betting. You got to fulfill it, man. Can't walk it down now.
He was like, you got to do it. And the worst part was she was sitting there shaking the shirt in my face. And then, so the Steelers get the ball. Santonio Holmes catch, bang. I start going crazy. I mean, my shirt's off. I'm using that as a terrible towel. I'm running around the house.
Steelers fan.
Oh, I mean, born and bred. Like there was I chose life and living in my house than not being a Steelers fan. I didn't really have a choice. My dad's
that's real life.
Yeah, and then after that they go down. Boom, James Harrison fumble 6. They score. Yeah. They win. Thank God. The funniest part though was like every kid's got like their little like baby box or whatever. So I was going through my box like 2 years ago or something, and I ended up pulling out that Tinkerbell shirt. My parents had saved it, and I was like, no, we need to burn this thing, get rid of this thing. Like I still wake up in cold sweats about that game. Like that was one of the worst. That should have been my sign of like, wow, like you might be a degenerate one day, or like you're never going to touch gambling
it's
ever.
always a start.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Telling you, bro. Man. Mine was definitely when the Colts lost to the Saints. I'm not going to get into that, but that ruined me. I'm sorry. I still
At his own
I had
Super
my
Bowl
own
party.
Super Bowl party, and that motherfucking onside kick. That ruined me.
Yeah.
We don't need to get this sad therapy on Dear Radio, bro.
I was going to say the Super Bowl losses do something to someone, because I mean I remember sitting watching the Steelers Packers Super Bowl loss.
Oh
I was distraught. I mean, you got discount double check, and now funny enough, he's our quarterback.
Yeah. Didn't think about that. I forgot all about that. That is true.
Yeah. What's the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Sorry, Link. Sorry,
I've never seen my team play in a Super Bowl.
Sorry, buddy. Hey, if you lose it, it's the worst. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
We did win one. I did see that.
At this point, I just want to see my team play in one. I don't think I will, but I'll keep drinking.
You'll be old as shit, though.
Yeah, I'll be like 74.
You'll be old. No, I don't think that old. You'll get one sooner than later. I feel like 46. I say 50.
All right,
that'd be a dope 50-year-old like birthday.
Yeah, I say 50.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. Yeah. All right, 50. Pencil in it now.
Yep, we will.
Put it in
Come
FanDuel.
back to this. Come back. Gee, what a bet would that would be? Yeah, it's got to be $4 million.
At least.
Jesus.
That'd be sick.
Oh my God.
No, that's funny. No, but no. So Ethan, we got this segment called "Make It Matter," right? So what we want to ask as we wrap up the show is more so like, as your life has been, obviously trajected to do what you obviously designed it to do, and you're continuously growing in the roles, and you obviously still want to achieve more and get to a different heights and stuff like that. What do you believe has like mattered most to you as you've grown through each phase that you feel like you had to give up to or sacrifice, quote unquote, to get you to these levels that a lot of people aren't willing to do just to be able to be able to chase your passions, chase your dreams, and become a better version of yourself? Like, what do you think mattered most to you at those moments that it's kind of a defining moment of who you are right now?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's two things. First thing, I'm gonna start off by saying it all revolves around my family. I will always show up to bat, always go to war, and those will be the people standing right beside me. My family is my rock. My family are my people. Like, and I will die on that hill, loud and proud. So whether it be up, downs, trials and tribulations, I've got my family with me, and I will always know that. And yeah, my family's crazy. Like, we've been all over the country, lived all over the country, seen a lot of things, seen a lot of shit with each other. But like, those are my people, and like, I know those are my ride or dies. That's the best way to put it. But for me, I've always been taught and learned that showing up is 95% of it. Showing up and be willing to work every single day, and don't let the person next to you who you're competing with or whoever it may be outwork you, because hard work will most of the time beat talent. And that, like, not to be corny, but like, it is one of those, like,
true fact.
Like, showing up and be willing to work has been one of those things that I have to tell myself every single day is showing up is going to pay off in the long run. Like, you may not see results and you may not see it, in the short term, but in the long term, showing up and being ready to go every single day, paying attention to those little details and stuff like that has been, so monumental for me, because I mean, I take my work ethic, and my work ethic is like one of the biggest things, as well as my character. Like, I am going to show someone the utmost respect that they deserve, because I mean, there are people higher than me, and I've been able to, rub shoulders with some big people in the industry, people not even in my industry. And it's one of those that, like, they've obviously earned that title through their hard work and everything else that they've done. So, like, to be able to put myself in their shoes, like, I'm going to give them that respect and that time of day. And for me to to reach that next level and stuff like that, it's my work ethic and my character. And those are the two things that I will always separate. Like, my work ethic and my character are going to be always, like, whenever I hear people talk about me, that's what I want them to talk about first. Like, oh, he was a great photographer, blah, 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 whatever that may be. I really want people to be like, he was a great person and he worked his ass off all the time.
Yeah,
and that's, I mean, that's what I've been born and raised on. Like, that's truthfully, like, show up and be ready to go. And that's something that I tell myself every single day, truthfully.
No, that was phenomenal. Yeah, that was phenomenal. I think that's
good way, man. That was nice.
Killed that. I mean, it's very important. You hit everything on the head. I'm glad that you was able to showcase that. A lot of people don't get to hear that. A lot of people hear it and just overlook it. A lot of people think they can just go off for talent and wonder why, you know, they stay even killed for so long. While people that they feel is less talented, you know, obviously get farther ahead, and you hit everything on the head. So, again, I mean, we appreciate you for taking the time, man, out your busy schedule to come in and hang out with the guys a little bit today and just showcase who you are. It was the first time meeting you, and it's been a joyous time for me. It was very fun for me. I'm sure everybody else on the call felt the same. Shout out to LeBranc to, you know, connect all of us, and, you know, we want to definitely stay in touch. Definitely support you in any way we can, for sure. You know, I think you're part of the family now, you know what I'm saying? So anything you need from us, if there's anything we can do, obviously, you know, we want to try to help you out as much as possible. And we definitely set that golf thing in WKU someday. So
let me know.
Yeah, we definitely.
But no, I really do appreciate y'all. Like, this has been really fun. Like, getting to, you know, tell my story, but also just getting to sit and chop it up with some cool guys is always the best. Like, I love sitting just talking shop. That's one of my favorite things. And, you know, getting to do it with you guys and LeBranc, like, that's, you know, we go back a ways. So being able to being able to catch up with you and, you know, talk shop and, you know, relive some old memories, but also kind of share my perspective and my side of things has been a lot of fun. So I really do appreciate y'all having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course.
Like I guess to wrap it up, you know, for everybody that's watching and listening to us, where can everybody follow you and support you and make sure that, you know, they're tagging along for your journey?
Yeah, so my Instagram is just eranshoots on Instagram. That's where you'll see most of my work, and that's pretty much where I put almost everything. And then TikTok is EthanRand84. I don't really do a lot of posting. I just repost some stupid stuff that I see on TikTok all the time. But I put almost all my work. I put almost all my work on Instagram, as well as you can also go to ethanrandphoto.com. There's photo inquiries as well as my portfolio to go check it out. As well as LinkedIn. You can just look me up by my name there. Because, you know, my brother needs a job come May. So.
I feel you, my boy. I feel you, my boy.
So, but yeah, I was going to say, Instagram's my main spot. That's where I showcase everything. And, I mean, I'm pretty active on there, whether it be DMs or posting. I try and keep up to date with and current with what I'm working and what I'm posting and stories and stuff like that. So.
Not fire. Amazing, man. We appreciate that. LeBranc.
Before I get my socials, I just want to give a shout out to my guy, Dear Siege. Make sure to go follow him at Dear Siege on all social media platforms. It's your boy, Dear Siege, on the Twitter, never the Facebook, the Instagram.
His mom on there.
His mom's on Facebook, so that's why I don't post on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, he ain't got the Snapchat no more, but we ain't going to dive into that story.
Talk about that.
So make sure to go follow my guy, Dear Siege. But also on the flip hand, if you're going to go follow Dear Siege, make sure to go follow LeBrankson on all social media platforms, on the Twitter, the YouTube, the TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. No, TikTok's LeBrankson.gaming because my old TikTok got deleted. We ain't going to talk about that.
Tragic day, man.
Tragic day, man. God. Dang. But make sure y'all go follow me. Like I said, last podcast, I just hit 100 followers. Not a big deal, but, you know, we slowly climbing up the ladder again. So make sure y'all go follow that.
TK.
No, man, I should have went. Dang, what?
Yeah, sorry. I mean, we can stop the show right now if you want.
Man. You already know it's your boy TKD. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel at TKD2 Gaming. I am now going to be playing MLB The Show. He's going to be playing for me, so all my edits are going to look like I'm actually cool at the game. So I'm going to send you all my stuff, bro. I'm just going to have my editor edit it. So I'm going to be MLB The Show content creator now. So y'all just stay tuned for that.
I was going to say, let me know. We can do a little live stream if you want to.
man.
That's what we should do.
Hey,
we could you could play co-op threes on MLB The Show.
You're gonna have to carry. You're gonna have to carry. I'm just gonna say right now, but I would definitely take the content. So I
was gonna say that 2K. I dabble in FIFA. I kind of suck a little bit, but
I got you, man. I got you.
That's funny.
But Twitter too, never the X at TKD2 Gaming, Instagram _TKD2 Gaming. Man, that was Ethan. I fuck with you, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. That was a lot of fun.
Do.
Thank you, guys.
Wait. Michael's got to give his socials.
I know. I'm just saying I had to get that out because I was gonna forget that, bro.
Cool dude,
How are you gonna forget that?
He's a cool
like
dude,
5
bro.
words.
He was cool dude, bro. But my bad, dear Michael. It's all yours, bro. I had to get that out, bro. That's my guy.
You can follow me at Dear Michael on all socials. Fashion content dropping soon. Campaign dropping soon, and make sure you follow.
Can't wait for that.
Make sure you follow us at Dear Radio Show. .com. Dear Radio Show on all social platforms, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, everything we've been doing. Let us know what you like, let us know what you don't like, so we can continue to iterate the content, get better at it, and release some more engaging content for you all. Also, below, let me think. Comment your favorite sport that you enjoy watching, so that we can obviously get this to Ethan and he can continue to, shoot these photos for you all. You all get to, follow his content, and whatever sport that you like, you can kind of just continue to comment and like all of his posts as well. So let us know below what is your favorite sport that you like. It could be any sport. And we want to make sure we engage with our audience as well. But again, follow us at Dear Radio Show. We've been doing a lot of great things. We got a lot of special guests coming on soon, and tonight was another great one. So make sure you all like, comment, subscribe again, and appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We'll see y'all same time next week. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Peace.